You know, the other day I was talking about um, this leak in California now, this gas leak, as in, I think it's natural gas. Um, I was talking about we had the BP oil spill to deal with. Way before that, Exxon Valdez, or Valdez, depending on how you pronounce that, oil spill. We've had the most terrible nuclear accident, which has been covered up so badly that you wouldn't know it's the worst one ever. And that was as recent as 2011, March 11th, I believe. Fukushima. Two or three, I think three reactors in complete meltdown right down into the earth. It's been washed out into the ocean, right around the Pacific, all the way down to California. Mass die-offs of animals, whales, stillborn births. I mean, just incredible amount of stuff. Having said that, this little update on this California gas leak that's been going on for a while with no one knowing how the hell we stop this thing. Zero Hedge, unstoppable California gas leak now being called worst catastrophe since BP oil spill. Since initially reporting on California's Allison Canyon gas leak, more details have emerged on the scale and potential for no solution of the problem. As the infamous Aaron Brockovich writes, the enormity of the Allison Canyon gas leak cannot be overstated. Gas is escaping through a ruptured pipe more than 8,000 feet underground, and it shows no signs of stopping. According to the California Air Rescue Board, methane, a greenhouse gas 72 times more impactful in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide, has been escaping from, they spelled it again the same way, Allison Canyon site with force equivalent to a volcanic eruption for about 2 months straight now. Probably nothing to worry about. Don't sweat it. If they can cover up Fukushima, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here, then this is chump change. As the antimedia.org's Claire Burnish details, again, this is from Zero Hedge covering this, methane gas continues spewing unchecked into the air over Southern California from a fractured well to an underground storage site at such an alarming rate that low-flying planes have necessarily been diverted by the FAA lest internal combustion engines meet highly volatile gas and, well, blow the entire area to hell. This is indeed the biggest environmental catastrophe since the BP Deepwater Horizon oil rig exploded in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010, and for now, there's no way to stop it. Now, I'm just thinking, cars, exhaust, fumes, any kind of, California and its wildfires are always a problem. Any kind of ignition, spark on that methane release. And I don't know what kind of area would be combustible from the site. Nonetheless, it wouldn't take much if it combusts. Could you imagine what would happen? I mean, you would almost think that it could trigger an earthquake. It would be so powerful. I mean, in my opinion. This methane disaster is worse than can be sufficiently described in words because while it's estimated well over 100,000 pounds of methane spew into the atmosphere every hour, going on 2 months now, the leak can't be halted, at least until spring. Even then, that stoppage depends entirely on the efficacy of a proposed fix, which remains a dubiously open question. According to the California Air Rescue Board, methane, a greenhouse gas 72 times more impactful in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide, has been escaping from the Allison Canyon site with force equivalent to a volcanic eruption for about 2 months now. So far, the total leaked gas measures somewhere around 100,000 tons, adding approximately 1/4 to the regular statewide methane emissions during that same time frame. So 1/4 to the regular statewide methane emissions during that same time frame. So whatever the normal is, 25% has been added to it. That's pretty sizable, if I don't mind saying so. the relative magnitude of emissions from the leak compared to other sources of methane in the state underscores the urgency for stopping the gas leak. This comes on top of any problems caused by odor and any potential impacts from exposure, states the initial report. The enormity of the Aliso Canyon gas leak cannot be overstated. Gas is escaping through a ruptured pipe more than 8,000 feet underground, and it shows no signs of stopping. As the pressure from the weight on top of the pipe causes the gas to diffuse, it only continues to dissipate across a wider and wider area, explained Aaron Brockovich, who spent time in nearby Porter Ranch investigating the leak. Officials and experts are concerned, and they can't recall another leak of this magnitude in decades, if ever. Quote, I asked this question of our staff of 30 years, said Steve Bolin, who recently left his position as state supervisor of oil and gas. It's called jumping ship. This is unique in the last 3 or 4 decades. This is an unusual event, period. Though methane itself has no odor, the addition of odorants, methanol mercaptan, and I'm not going to pronounce that other one, a safety measure to alert people by smell to the presence of natural gas has made the enormous methane seepage impossible to ignore. Thousands of households have evacuated the area despite little help, much less information from the gas company about when they might be able to return. As reported by the Los Angeles Times, SoCal Gas spokesperson Michael Mizrahi claimed the company had paid to relocate and house 2,092 households, but that effort is severely lacking, says Los Angeles City Attorney Mike Feuer. Yesterday, the city's attorney's office sought a restraining order to mandate SoCal Gas relocate residents in the affected area within 48 hours of the request, and it also is seeking a special master to oversee the entire relocation operation, which is currently being handled by the gas company. Not only does the present relocation lack speed and coordination, but a housing crunch has resulted in surrounding areas, in some cases landlords, who prefer year-long leases to shorter terms, have driven rent as high as $8,500 per month. Are you kidding me? $8,500 per month. Hotels are operating at capacity, and in some of those hotel rooms, there are not enough beds for the people who are being moved. It's time Porter Ranch residents had direct and complete answers about all facts or facets of this leak, Clark continued, including what caused it, how to stop it, and what will be done to assure it never happens again. They should receive better, quicker, and completely adequate relocation assistance. On Thursday, Los Angeles Unified School District board members voted unanimously to close 2 Porter Ranch schools and relocate their 1,900 students and staff to different locations for the foreseeable future. You imagine how much this is going to cost this gas company? I mean, it's just, you can just see this. And then the lawsuits that will fly after this. And to think again, and also, this is just one location of one pipe, which, how far down is this? 8,000 feet down. So there's a leaking well, and then there's the relief well. But this is one single gas well. Let's just, since I'm here and I can do this live, do it live, says O'Reilly. How many natural gas wells are in the U.S.? Well, let's see. Natural gas producing wells from the EIA, which is a government website. In the United States, 2009. This is kind of disturbing when I realized the potential for other accidents or problems. 493,100. 2009, the year 2009. And in 2014, that number has jumped to 514,768. And we have one causing a lot of problems. And if you recall, the BP oil spill was essentially the same thing, except drilling down deep for oil rather than natural gas. And the same thing happened. Not in too far of a time span from each other either, if you think about it. So California had 6,300 wells in 2009, 10,150 2014. Let's go take a look at Florida. Florida is not even on the list. That's fantastic. That is fantastic, because I live in Florida. Who's got the most? Holy crap. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. 93,507. Texas alone, 2009, which has only crept up to 98,279 in the year 2014. I mean, you have to just sit here and say, what the hell's going on? You already know the answer is because it's, what's that chick's name? It's all about that bass, no trouble. It's all about that profit, No concern, all about that profit. That's what it's about. So you know, just like the oil rig, remember? BP, they cut corners, they did it. Remember all that? They always cut corners. Why? Because it's all about that profit, That's why. That's it. Plain and simple. And since I can't see in the foreseeable future profit all of a sudden becoming not something humans want, don't even need to shake the magic 8 ball on this one. Magic 8 ball? Don't need you. Appreciate it, buddy. Keep napping. You stay right down there and take a nap. Jay Snips, I got it. I got it. I'm good. Thanks. I got this one though. Don't need to shake the magic 8 ball. Signs point to bad news. Because nothing has changed. Things have only gotten worse. Corruption's only gotten worse. And as I've always said, everything has a peak, a climax, if you will. And we ain't peaked. We certainly haven't climaxed. There's more crap to come. Guaranteed. Because now the failing Roman Empire, you might know it as America, is doing what failing empires do on their way out. Warring with the world. Causing proxy wars. Everybody's in the top echelons of government are only concerned with themselves. How can I profit the most on the way out? I can also see the writing on the wall. I don't care about anything else anyways. And now I really don't care. So I just want to do whatever I can do to make my life easier when all this comes crashing down. Screw the 300-something million citizens in this country. I've just got to take care of myself now. All this stuff can be fixed. All the political problems, it could all be fixed so easily. But I'm going to use a term that the head of the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works division used. Ben Rich, I think was his name, in 93 or 95 when he retired. He said we had the technology to take E.T. home. And the quote I want to use is what he said directly after that. It will take an act of God to get it done or released to the public. So we have the means to fix this. We can fix this with our Congress and our politicians. But it will take an act of God to get it done. And last time I checked, God doesn't take care of stuff like that. He doesn't get involved. He's busy with other stuff. Too busy. So since he's too busy, that leaves you and I. And history shows you and I ain't going to do crap about it. We're just going to watch it unfold. Take care.